Hello everybody, this is a quick comparison video on how to differentiate our bald cypress, our pond cypress, and our dawn redwood. A lot of online resources go largely by leaves, which is great because the leaves are distinct enough to where that should be all you need to identify these plants. However, remember all of these leaves are deciduous. So remember bald cypress, it also has a kind of feathery two-ranked appearance similar to Metasequoia. One thing to note is that these leaves along the branchlets are alternate. Remember Metasequoia is opposite. And the branchlets, along the branch itself are also alternate. So that is the number one characteristic between bald cypress and Metasequoia, is that Metasequoia is opposite, bald cypress is alternate. So really just for during the growing season, you want alternate, all shaped, or opposite. So if you're looking at the cones, Metasequoia cones don't shatter. Remember they're kind of oval in shape, they're about an inch tall. And they have four distinct sides, kind of boxy in appearance. The scales are separate and mushroom shaped, and you can find these on the ground from the previous year. That's where we found these. If you have these blue, green, or sometimes red-brown cones that are spherical, you definitely have Taxodium. However, I haven't found a reliable way to differentiate the two cones on these species, so really this should just help you narrow it down to being either bald cypress or pond cypress, but I really can't find a reliable way to say whether it's one or the other based on cones alone. If you find knees around the plants, those woody outgrowths that kind of protrude from the ground, it'll always be Taxodium, although they will not always be present depending on where it's growing. If it does not have knees, it could be all three, but if it does have knees, it could not be Metasequoia. Metasequoia will never be found in the wild. It's always planted here in the southeastern United States. Again, it doesn't really tend to escape. But it'll always be planted or landscaped in some way. That's not to say these two will not be landscaped, but these are also able to be found in the wild. If you have to go by site or location, Taxodium distichum, bald cypress, is found on brown water systems. Brown water systems originate in the mountains or the Piedmont. They have a very high clay content and they have more nutrients because of that. Sometimes they're literally brown and murky in appearance. However, Taxodium ascendens are pond cypress. It forms in black water systems. These rivers originate in the coastal plain and they have a higher tannin content, therefore less nutrients, and they're more acidic in nature. Sometimes they can have a kind of clear red or dark black appearance. So remember, brown water systems originate in the mountains and Piedmont. Black water systems originate in the coastal plain. So you need to know the water system of the forest you're in, but luckily those resources are pretty widely available. Like different watershed resources, you should be able to tell whether or not you're in a brown or a black water system. If it's landscaped, there's no leaves, there's no cones present, there's no knees or anything like that, I would say it's pretty uncertain between the two cypresses. They really can be hard to tell apart without the leaves and without the site. So that's something you may just have to wait for the growing season to come back so you can see the leaves when they develop. So this has been a quick video on differentiating Metasequoia glyptostroboides, Taxodium ascendens, and Taxodium distichum.